Paimon doesn't think we made any plans for the rest of the day. Why did you lie to him?
Nun ja, Frisley hat sicherlich einen Verdacht, wer er sagt, diese Sachen hier reinschmuggeln will. Ins Fort. Und zwar anscheinend die Barettgesellschaft. Doch was sie damit bezwecken, vor allem auch mit diesen eigenartigen Edelsteinen, das ist ihm noch nicht klar. Also wollte er eine Reaktion jetzt erst einmal aus ihnen herauslocken. Und die Reaktion war eigentlich eindeutig, dass sie den schwarzen Edelstein kennen.
Well, what's your opinion of this society now that you've taken a look around their headquarters?
Paimon thinks it's pretty chill. Weren't you complimenting them the entire time as well? Paimon doesn't remember exactly what you said, but wasn't it something along the lines of encouraging people to embrace their new lives with optimism? There's only one potential problem. If the society does too good a job managing and rehabilitating its members, you may be soon out of a job.
That is certainly a possibility. But at this point in time, they're still reducing my workload by managing and rehabilitating prisoners in my stead. I wanted to see just how much they've managed to accomplish, and also get a sense of Dugier's plans for the future. I arranged for a meeting out of curiosity, but then I noticed some faint hints of dissonance.
Dissonance?
I'm sure the traveler has sensed it too.
Irgendwie schwer in Worte zu fassen, aber an diesem Ort stimmt etwas nicht.
As expected, you also picked up on it. The whole truth is a bit complicated, so I'll explain everything to you later. I can tell you right now, though, that this was an unexpected turn of events. I had hoped to take care of it in secret, but now a confrontation may no longer be avoidable. It's hard to predict what might happen next.
You've completely lost Paimon.
Why don't you take this opportunity to check back on the gathering place? Just tell them you left something of yours there by accident. If my hypothesis is correct, Dugier should already have left. And with his watchful eye removed, you may well get a very different reception from the members.
Can't you just tell us exactly what to expect?
I'm just following the most popular playbook in Fontaine. Investigate, obtain evidence, and then use the truth to render judgment. It's been so long since I got to watch a performance at Opera Epiclese that I've even begun to miss it.
Das ist sowieso nur ein weiterer Witz, nicht wahr?
I'll explain everything to you later, but right now we need to seize this opportunity. Find out what you can from them now while they're all in one place. We might not get another chance like this anytime soon.
Okay, seit wann sind hier eigentlich Leute der Goldbrigade drin? Ein Leibwächter. Gibt es irgendwelche harten Gegner? Wer bist du? Ich bin Leibwächter, hast du schon mal mein Arbeitgeber gesehen? An diesem Ort, wo es nicht viel Grün gibt, ist ein besonderer Blickfang. Hier gibt es tatsächlich nichts, um das man besorgt sein muss. Ich habe aktuell nichts zu tun, wenn es die Möglichkeit gibt, nehme ich am Pankration teil, um nicht träge zu werden. Es liefert mir aber wirklich nicht den ausreichenden Kick. Aha. Also gut, dann schauen wir uns doch jetzt erstmal wieder ein bisschen weiter um. Mal sehen, wie die Leute sich jetzt hier verhalten.
It's just as Risley said. Seems like Dugier is no longer here. You said you felt there was something off about this place, right? So let's see if we can feel something out. Paimon will do her best to help.
Naja, versuchen wir erst einmal mit ihnen zu reden.
Wait, you guys are...
We're really sorry. We just realized that we lost something, and we figured we might have left it here by accident. We'll be on our way as soon as we find it.
Oh, okay.
Hat jemand zufällig eine Glasflasche gesehen?
Nobody?
Ungefähr so groß wie meine Hand.
nervous. It's not like we lost a whole bag of more or anything. We'll just look for it ourselves if none of you caught a glimpse of it. We're not gonna tell Wriothesley anything, don't worry.
I'll go find Mr. Douchier.
No need. We're just looking for something. Why does he have to know?
Tja, sieht so aus, als hätten sie alle Angst vor etwas.
We can look around for it, yeah?
Das jetzt sagt wirklich ziemlich eigenartig.
Are you still organizing the bookshelves?
Yeah, and I'm sorry. But you can't check out the books right now.
We weren't thinking about that to begin with, but weren't you super friendly just a moment ago?
Sorry.
Hey, hello? Anyone home?
Hello? How can I help you?
Kannst du uns etwas mehr über eure Gesellschaft erzählen?
The Barette Society offers a variety of resources and benefits to its members, and, I mean, you've already heard my spiel. I don't know anything beyond what I've already told you.
You don't know anything?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just... there's nothing more I can tell you.
Alles wirklich mehr als verdächtig.
Hey, big guy.
What do you want?
Isn't this how you greeted us earlier? Take a deep breath and let it all out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You sure are a fast learner.
Warum bist du plötzlich nicht mehr so energisch wie früher?
I ate something earlier, so I'm falling into a bit of a food coma, and, I mean, not everyone can be super upbeat all the time, right? You're looking for something, you said? I didn't see it, but, it should be somewhere nearby.
Okay, Paimon sees what you meant now. Seems like they really don't want to talk to us, so let's just head back.
Die Scheine sagt wirklich ziemlich viel Angst zu haben.
Oh, you're back. How were things at their headquarters?
It was as if they had all turned into completely different people.
Sie sahen alle sehr verängstigt aus.
That would prove my suspicions. The dissonance I mentioned earlier was precisely that fleeting moment of fear behind the cheerful facade.
Genau wie der Typ, der sich in der Kiste versteckte.
Right. He was acting super scared too when we saw him at the gathering place. Actually, hasn't he just been acting super paranoid since we first met?
And that's precisely why I took his hat.
Oh, so the one who started it all was... It was you all along!
It's because I wanted to figure out what's really going on. I don't believe any of Dougier's talk about unstable mental states.
Wie lange hast du das schon untersucht?
Not too long. Dougier made very elaborate preparations for my visit. But I don't know. It almost feels like the performance was too elaborate.
Okay, but if you think something's wrong, why don't you just take the whole society into custody? Aren't you the Duke? You can do whatever you want in this place.
Well, maybe you're actually a better fit for the position than I am. Just give me the word and I'll hand you the cuffs. In all seriousness, however, cuffs and the like should be used sparingly. They're mostly for show. Everything I do is on display. The way people see me act determines the kind of world I can create down here. And I've always striven to appear fair and reasonable to the people.
That sounds a bit deep. Paimon's not sure she got all of it.
Die Verhaltensweise des Herzogs gilt hier als Vorbild.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I have to lead by example if I want to maintain expectations of justice and order. And that's why, even though Dugier had already let a few things slip, I didn't want to turn on him without irrefutable evidence.
Alright, so you're saying Dugier has figured out some way to control the members of his society. And even though the members are acting all optimistic and motivated, it's all just a shell.
Was ist sein Motiv?
Indeed. He certainly seems to be using some coercive methods to turn his members into the most upbeat and motivated group of people you've ever seen. And that won't turn out well in the long run. I have some faith, though, that some of the members understood the hint I gave during our visit. The line has been set, and it's quite likely that a fish will bite.
Fish? Bite?
Let's give them some time. My guards will need it to finish their investigation, too. You can find me in my office when the time comes.
Hey! Don't just leave before you've explained everything to Paimon! Hey!
Tja, dann warten wir jetzt erstmal auf den Abend zwischen 18 und 24 Uhr. Tja, aber was hat das Verhalten der Sack jetzt auf sich? Was plant Dugier?
Finally evening. Risley's probably wrapped up his investigation. Paimon has no idea what that guy's thinking. Let's just go find him and ask him what he's really up to.
Tja, mal sehen, was hat der Sack jetzt Frisley herausgefunden? Strebt vielleicht Dugier ebenfalls an die Macht zu kommen? Will er der neue Herzog werden? Ein Schreckensregime aufbauen, um die Obrigkeit zu stürzen in Fontaine?
Oh, here you are. Did you manage to land a lucky pull on the welfare meals tonight?
Let's just get straight to the point. Has anything else happened with the society?
Patience, Paimon. Even as the situation continues to brew, we still need to make sense of what we learned so far and go over any sticking points. I'm actually still thinking about the first thing that came to my mind when I noticed something amiss. Namely, why didn't anyone come to me about it?
Oh, that's a good point. Could whatever they're afraid of be so powerful that even you won't be able to do anything about it?
But even if such a thing existed, how could they be so sure without checking with me first? It'd be one thing if it was just one or two people, but it seems like everyone's convinced that I won't be able to help. Which leads me to believe that it's more likely that they think I just wouldn't care to help them.
Sie glauben, du seist Dugiers Komplize?
Yes, something like that. Dugier must have told them something to make them think I won't take their side. So it became imperative for me to refute that and prove my true stance. Of course, I had originally planned to do this in a more covert way, but I had to improvise when you identified the guy who'd lost his hat with everyone present. There was no way to keep our investigation a secret after that.
That makes sense. Wait, then does that mean it was all Paimon's fault?
Naja, wenn du es so sagst.
The last thing that guy wanted was for Dugier to find out that he'd lost it. He would have never brought the matter up on his own. But now, not only has Dugier found out that he'd lost his hat, he's also realized that we were the ones who found it. That likely set his internal alarms off all at once.
Tja, ihre Barette müssen etwas verbergen.
Yes, that's the conclusion I came to as well. It's the only thing that could explain the fear. If we didn't act right then and there, Dugier would probably come up with some other way to hide the truth and we'd be back to square one. So after giving the matter some thought, I tossed that black gem onto the ground. I must say, I was pretty satisfied with the results.
Damit hatte ich jetzt irgendwie auch gerechnet, dass es Absicht war.
purpose?
Yes, that's right. Of course, that box was discovered as part of our investigation of the society from the very beginning. I had no way to know if any of the members had actually seen the gem before, but since I had to do something, I decided to gamble.
Das ist also deine Andeutung.
Right. And I said back there that I had no idea what the gem represented. That should have been enough to let people know that it's still early days for my investigation. And since I was traveling with you, heroes who have never turned a blind eye to evil and injustice, they would also understand that we're here to help, rather than to tolerate or uphold the status quo.
You used us as a part of your plan too!
Deshalb wolltest du, dass sie mitkommen.
My apologies. There was no time and quite a lot to explain, so I figured it might be easier to just let you see a few things for yourselves. But I can assure you that I've now told you everything there is to know. Of course, you're under no obligation, but I would really appreciate it if you could continue to lend me your support and help me figure out the true secret behind the society. Would you be willing to lend me your support?
But Paimon's still mad at you!
Klar, wir können bei der Planung helfen.
You have my thanks. Now, there are still two outstanding matters in our investigation. The first is the secret of the hats. I've examined one before. There was nothing suspicious about the item itself. The other is the true purpose of the black gem. We haven't been able to get anything out of anyone with actual knowledge of it. It's my hope that a brave fish will take my bait and venture outside of their dark and murky pool. I'll put some music on while we wait.
Tja, vielleicht noch eine Tasse Tee? Zur Musik? Oder einfach nur Musik ohne Tee? Nachdem ihr eine Weile im Freisli-Büro gewartet habt?
Excuse me, Your Grace, but may I come in? I'm afraid that someone's been following me.
Please, do.
I apologize for my lack of composure. These two are the guests that came with you to our gathering place, correct?
Kennst du uns?
Yes, my lover Fasol told me all about you. Please, help us, Your Grace. He's in great danger right now.
Slow down, take a deep breath, and start from the top. What happened at the society?
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I will try. I think I should start from when you saw Fasol last.
You mean when we saw him at the gathering place?
Yes, he fled immediately, but many members are hot on his heels. Thankfully, he still managed to meet up with me and explain everything that had happened. Now that he's lost Dugier's trust, what awaits him is agonizing censure.
Censure?
Censure is Dugier's method of establishing control, as well as the thing we all fear the most. Rather than listening to me explain what it is, Your Grace, please, just let me show it to you. Every secret may be found within...
Here you are. I was wondering where you had run off to in such a hurry. Please excuse us, Your Grace. It was never our intention to disturb you like this. You see, Avisa's mental state has been rather unstable ever since she arrived at the fortress. She rambles often, has hallucinations. It may be best to dismiss her babbling as random gibberish.
I don't recall hearing a knock or giving permission for you to come in.
Oh, my apologies. I merely did not wish for Your Grace to be alarmed. Had I not been so focused on recovering her, I would have followed all the rules of etiquette to the letter. So please, forgive my discourtesy.
Like we believe you.
Ja, glaubst du, dass wir dir glauben würden?
Please, there's no need to be upset. It's only natural to want to side with the poor sick girl, but I know His Grace to be a reasonable man.
Well then, what if the reasonable man wants to hear the lunatic out?
That would be perfectly fine with me. Oh, and just so you know, we've also found the missing Mr. Fasal. I had no idea why he was so upset about losing his hat, really. Thankfully, he has already returned to his senses. We've brought him back to our place, so there's no need to worry.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I don't have anything more to say.
This is what you're afraid of, correct? You can tell me everything. I'll do all I can for you.
I've never seen that thing in my life.
Sei etwas mutiger, Elvis.
Your Grace, I don't think there's anything else she would like to say. Pressuring her will not get you anywhere.
It's all right, Elise. As long as you tell me what it is that you're terrified of. No matter what it is, it will no longer be able to hurt you. I swear this on my name and honor as the Duke.
Your Grace, forget it. I'll keep my mouth shut. I've already said everything I could say about the matter.
I'm sorry, Your Grace, but I really don't have anything more to say. Please, don't press me further.
But why?
In that case, Avis and I will be off. Once again, please accept my apologies for disturbing your peaceful evening, Your Grace.
Miss Avis, please show me your head. That is an order. There's nothing there.
Your Grace, I know you have long tired of my words, but please believe me when I say you've merely let your worries get to your head. The Society has never caused trouble for you or any of the guards at the fortress. We've spent all of our time working hard and trying to lead better lives. Why are you doing everything in your power to prove our guilt? What's wrong with the current state of affairs? I'll do anything for you, as long as you give me the word. Why are you so intent on getting rid of someone who's been unfalteringly loyal?
Your words bore me. You know the consequences if I find you to be lying.
Everything that I do for the fortress of Meripede. But Your Grace is welcome to visit us any time to confirm the true intent of our activities. All right, Avis. Let's head back.
Also, dass sie jetzt auf jeden Fall ihre Schleife zurückgelassen hat,
Up with that guy! He makes Paimon really, really mad!
würde ich jetzt einfach mal so meinen, dass sie eher sagt einen Hinweis zu uns zurückgelassen hat. In der Schleife.
We should have shown him his place.
Sooner or later, all will pay the price for their arrogance. Oh, he must have been well prepared for this exact scenario, or he wouldn't have dared to be so openly hostile. All the more reason for us to be patient. The entire society are his hostages. His subordinates would definitely react if he were taken into custody. And that's why he dared to bare his fangs right in front of me.
Naja, das größte Problem ist im Moment...
The true secret of the society is neither on the hat nor on the members' heads. Dugier probably knew this from the very beginning, which is why he didn't panic. However, if we were to look at the rules, it would also seem like the head has to be the place where they're keeping all of their secrets.
Yeah, none of this makes sense to Paimon either. What are they trying to hide?
Tja, wirklich mehr als verdächtig, das Ganze. Mal sehen, wo hat Elvis das Geheimnis versteckt? Kopf von Elvis?
But if there's nothing on her head, why did Avis feel the need to remove her hat?
Naja, um ihre Schleife, sag auch noch, abzulegen.
I I can't seem to make a connection here.
Okay, die hinterlassene Haarspange. Also für mich war das eine Schleife.
I have an idea, but
Ja, ich auch.
Huh? What is it? Tell Paimon about it.
Also, Avis nahm ihr Barett ab, nicht um ihren Kopf zu zeigen, sondern um ihre Haarspange zu entfernen.
you mean this thing? So, she handed a key piece of evidence over to us without Dugier noticing. That would mean that Avis didn't stay silent out of fear. She stayed silent because she'd already given us what we needed.
Ja, wie du sagtest, ein schlauer Fisch ist aus dem Teich gekommen.
Let me take a look.
Freundliche bastelt eine Weile an der Haarspange herum.
I managed to remove this from the hair clip. It's long, slender, and conical, is hollow on the inside, and looks something like a cross between a nail and a thorn.
Aha.
Paimon's last again.
Let's see. What if we do this?
Hey, what are you doing? Wait. Some kind of dark liquid is leaking out of the gem.
Interessant.
And some of it has been absorbed by this thorny-looking thing.
Also im Inneren des Juwels ist eine Art Flüssigkeit.
You've probably heard before that water is filled with the strongest emotions of humanity. With that in mind, this liquid is probably a highly concentrated solution of fear.
Okay, davon hören wir jetzt beim besten Willen zum allerersten Mal, würde ich mal sagen.
Oh, so that's why even touching it will make you remember unpleasant things.
Also mit dieser Flüssigkeit und diesem Dorn?
Dugier would be able to censure others. I can only imagine how it would feel to have this directly injected into your brain. The moment it hits you would be like being flooded with all the terrors you've ever experienced in your life. Agony, desolation, and an overwhelming sense of despair. No wonder they're all so terrified of it.
So, was the hat meant to cover up their wounds?
That might not even be all. Let's go get them right away. We can't let Dugier escape with all of the evidence.
Genau. Die große Frage bleibt allerdings jetzt an der Stelle bestehen. Woher hat er diese komischen, naja, schwarzen Steine? Ich würde das Ganze jetzt an der Stelle genauso selten, naja, eigentlich ja seltener einschätzen als das Wasser des Urmeers. Woher hat er beim besten Willen Wasser mit hochkonzentrierter Angst hergekriegt? Und was bezweckt er eigentlich im Großen und Ganzen mit seiner Barettgesellschaft? Will er wirklich die Herrschaft über das Fort übernehmen? Um dann, ja, die Obrigkeit von Thanes anzugreifen? Zu übernehmen? Oder dienen, die Leute hier im Fort einfach nur als Versuchsobjekte für das schwarze Wasser?
Your Grace, we have taken the Society members into custody. They all tried to flee just a little while ago, as if they had received some kind of order. We decided to forestall their plan, and were just about to send the word when you unexpectedly arrived.
Great work, everyone.
You had prepared for something like this all along?
I had them stay here to keep an eye on things, so I'm glad that my intuition turned out to be correct. Perform a thorough search of the Society's headquarters and bring all the members to me.
Understood, Your Grace.
Now, let's check on them. As expected, they all have a hollow thorn inserted into a wound on their head.
Ooh! Paimon's glad her eyesight isn't so good that she can see it from here. Paimon's gonna float away for a bit.
Der Dorn steckt doch auf den Kopf. Warum haben sie den Dorn nicht herausgezogen?
They probably left it there as a lasting reminder of Dugier's censure. These people must have had to endure an unimaginable amount of pain. Let's go check out the other areas too.
Also gut, die anderen Gegenden. Was meint er damit? Diese Zeitungen scheinen veraltet zu sein, aber sie sehen brandneu aus. Es scheint, als hätte sie kaum jemand durchgeblättert. Bei näherer Betrachtung sind sogar die Falten nahezu identisch. Sie scheinen nicht durch natürliches Lesen entstanden zu sein.
Hey, come here. Have a look at this.
Was ist denn jetzt hier drüben? Und was ist bitteschön, ist er sagt da an der Stelle unnatürliches Lesen?
This is a book that Paimon found in a box next to the bookshelf. Its contents are exactly the same as this book on the shelf. The colors of the covers are completely different though, and the names of the authors also don't match up.
Tja, die Bücher dienen also auch nur zur Schau.
Yeah, and they dared to claim that they wrote these too. Huh.
Tja, alles mehr Schein als Sein hier. Also kann das Ganze, er sagt bloß als eine Art Forschung betrachtet werden. Dass die Mitglieder der Barettgesellschaft wirklich nichts anderes als Versuchskaninchen für Dugier waren.
Look at what I found.
Das ist... Ja, ich weiß nicht so ganz. Meint er sagt jetzt das, was er sagt, hinter den Kisten ist?
This is a surveillance port. With this, Dugier would be able to remotely monitor everything that's happening at the gathering place. So even if Dugier's not there in person, he'll still always have eyes on the members.
Kein Wunder, dass sie solche Angst hatten.
Indeed. It's easy to become lost and confused when you're given no instructions or any kind of script to follow. And if any action you take may be deemed a mistake, then perhaps it's better to do less. Or to not do anything at all. Dugier has already tamed them to his will.
Aber von wo aus betrachtet er die? Oder beobachtet er die?
Your Grace, Your Grace!
What's the matter?
We couldn't find any society members in the other areas. It also seems like none of the equipment in those rooms were ever used. All the signs of wear and tear are fake. The lime scale, the layers of dust, they were all deliberately added. We also investigated the members' residences and weren't able to find anything. Their neighbors all say that they haven't returned home for ages.
Okay, das wird zwar jetzt, sagt an der Stelle auch mal wieder ein bisschen, naja, einfacher, sagt von mir gesagt sein. Oder natürlich auch mal wieder, na, übertrieben sein. Aber immer dann, wenn irgendwas Eigenartiges, Wissenschaftliches hier in Genshin Impact jetzt aktuell ja sowieso auch los ist und irgendwas Eigenartiges passiert, so denke ich dann, er sagt immer wieder an eine bestimmte Person. Den Doktor der Fatui. Ist zwar recht unwahrscheinlich, dass er irgendwie in diese Sache involviert ist, aber so ein Experiment würde doch eigentlich ziemlich gut zu ihm passen. Würde ich ja, mal, meinen. Außerdem, woher zum Henker sollten auch das schwarze Wasser herkommen? Also der Dugier hat es auf jeden Fall ja nicht selbst hergestellt. Sonst würde er es ja nicht reinschmuggeln lassen.
Oh. Is that right?
They're gone? That could only mean...
Tja, ihr eigentlicher Stützpunkt liegt woanders.
Indeed. As long as he allowed society members to mingle with others, even with threats of censure, Dugier knew that he couldn't stop all of his members from speaking out. Meanwhile, this marvelous gathering place will lose all of its value as soon as a whistleblower sounds the alarm. So instead of being his real base, this is just an elaborate performance. The rest areas, the fancy equipment, even the members that we saw, they were merely part of the front. And only the most docile and well-trained members were selected as his performers.
But then, where can we actually find him?
Let me think. Dugier must be holding all the rest of his members in another place. And if the overseer of my fortress guard has never alerted me to anything of the sort, he must be in Dugier's pocket.
Okay, dann werden wir diesen Wachmann finden.
I'm of the same mind. Let's go. You two, follow me.